Hi, Lee Phillips again. We're still talking about corporate LLC formalities. And one of the things that you need to consider is, does my business have an address, physical address, a phone, that sort of thing? Did I open up a bank account? Did I get a business license? All of these things go to show the court that, hey, this is a real business. This isn't just my alter ego. I have a real business. Look, I have a bank account, I have an address, I have a phone number, I have the checks are printed with my business address and my business name and everything on them. You don't have to print that on a check, but if I printed it on the check, it's just one more piece of evidence that shows, yeah, I have a real company, not just my alter ego. Business license, probably ought to get one if the state or the city requires one. And I can't tell you when that is. If you're working out of the house, and could the house be a business address? Yeah. Could the house not be zoned for business? Yeah. Might you have to move the business if it got half big? Yeah. But I show that I have a business designated. One of the things that I always worry about is if you set up your company, and we've talked about this, if you set up your company, your corporation or your LLC or your limited partnership or whatever it is in Nevada or Wyoming and Colorado or New Mexico or Delaware or any of these states, do you have to pay the registered agent so that you have the presence in the state of an address where they receive mail, a phone number where the secretary answers the phone, all of this sort of stuff. And they're going to charge you an extra $1,500 a month to supply you with the mail service and the phone answering and all of this stuff. Do you really need that? Well, to begin with, short story, you probably shouldn't be incorporating in Nevada or Utah or any place else. No. Don't do it. If you are in actuality having your piece of real estate in Iowa or your business in Ohio or whatever it is, that's where you have your LLC or your corporation. Forget about this crap in Utah and Nevada and Delaware and all of these places. It doesn't work. One, that was a short story. Two, even if you do go there for some unknown reason and you set up your company in Nevada, you don't need the phone number and the address and the mail service and all of that stuff in the state. Yes, it would go to show that you were a real company. However, you're going to show that you're a real company in Iowa or Ohio because that's where you're going to get sued, and that's where you need to be the real company, not in Nevada. Even if my company is actually formed in Nevada, you still have to register, remember, in Iowa or Ohio or wherever you are. That's where you need to be the real company. That's where you need to have the bank account and the business license and everything else. The more of this sort of stuff you do, the better off you are when you get sued and the argument is, Your Honor, this isn't a real company. I need to go after him personally. This is just a scam. It's his alter ego. And then you pull out all of this stuff and say, no, Your Honor, I've done all of this stuff, we're okay. This is Lee Phillips, still talking about corporate formalities for the LLC or the corporation. And they're the same formalities whether you have a corporation or an LLC.